We've got another day in the market. Not a whole lot of interesting things happening today. Yesterday, we had JPOW come out and speak. That kind of tanked the market when he indicated that the Fed may not be so keen to support the market as everyone would like. And as a result, we saw a pretty sick sell off. We've also got to be watching for some earnings coming through pretty soon that are going to be big and impactful. I think it's today, actually. And let's go ahead and get right into it. So first of all, this is going to be my last video before going on vacation. I'm still going to do the weekly closes. I'll try to get that done since there's no market tomorrow. I might try to get that done today or tomorrow morning. It'll probably be closer to tomorrow morning when it comes out. I'm going to be going to Korea for like a week and a half or so, and then I'll be back to regularly scheduled programming from there. Anyways, that's all. That's a big announcement. Going to Korea for a week and a half. Hopefully nothing breaks while I'm gone. And I'm, 17, 18 hours ahead and on some wonky time trying to look at my account while everything's falling apart. Hopefully that's not the case. Or not in a trade and it's taken off to the moon. Hopefully neither of those scenarios happen while I'm away. Anyways, let's go ahead, take a look here. So economic calendar, yeah, we had JPOW come out and speak yesterday. He tanked the market. He said that the Fed was not going to react to what's going on right now because it's uncertain and they can't really tell if that's going to be a long-lasting effect or if it's going to be a short transitory effect. So basically, they're going to sit on their hands and do nothing right now. And of course, Trump is calling for his resignation and replacement and all that. So, it's the classic political theater going on there. Anyways, today we've got jobless claims. Those came in lower than expected, so that's not good for a Fed rate cut, but it's good for the economy. The economy seems to be chugging along just fine, it seems, even though it doesn't feel like it. Housing starts are lower than expected, so real estate prices expected to go up as always. Building permits are higher than expected. Interesting. The Fed manufacturing, though, came in way underperforming, so that's bad. And that's going to make, I think, DC push even harder because their want is to bring industrial production to the United States, and seeing reads like minus 26, which are insanely low compared to what the expectations were, and insanely low compared to what last month was. This is that's going to get them all up in a ruckus, and that's probably going to cause tariff wars to expand further, and we may see further downside. One thing we noticed, though, we got semiconductors. I'm going to talk about semiconductors a little bit today. They're very sensitive right now. Look at NVIDIA. It's down 3.69% again today after being down 6% yesterday. That sucks, and that is all due to the bans on chip exports. That's all due to the tariffs as well. And as you can see, Soxel here, I was looking at Soxel when it was almost $30. It's at $9 now. Okay, I was looking at Soxel back up here like $26 to $30. In fact, I was in it at $30. I sold around like $27, $28 when this big gap came in and it failed to do what I wanted it to do, which was this red cloud turning green. That failed, and now that red cloud is getting deeper and deeper and deeper now. And just to get back to where I was previously, this thing would need to go up 265%. The day to own Soxel will come eventually, but that day is not this day. Okay, that's all. If we don't sweep this low, like let's say we don't sweep this low down here at 721, and we start closing candles above 1281, then I'd be looking at Soxel. So this box right here, see this box that I've got drawn right here? Anything under 714, if we don't sweep it, I'm going to be feeling pretty good. We can start closing candles above, and you know what? I don't want to use the wick. I want to use just the candle body on this one. I don't like caring for the wicks. Okay, right there, boom. And we start getting closures above 1276. I'm going to be starting to look at Soxel very, very carefully with an eye towards this section up here in between 26 and 30. If we just were to hit that bottom of it right here around $26, that's 100%, right? If we go to the top of the range at $30, we're looking at 136% from the top, from where I'm looking to enter on Soxel if it does what I want it to do. Eventually, semiconductors are the most important thing in our economy. Eventually, they will come back to life. It's just going to take time. And one way we're going to know, and one thing that I think that will probably be the final nail in the coffin right now, is TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor. They've been doing a lot of announcements related to the United States, and they beat earnings, actually. So that was today. That was this morning. They beat earnings. Let's take a look. They beat earnings by 3% revenue and 1.4% on or sorry, 1.4% on revenue and 3.5% on earnings per share. But they're falling, and they're falling likely due to forward guidance. Okay, likely due to forward guidance. Now they're up 0.32%. They opened the day up. Let's see, what did they open the day up? They opened the day up 3.85%. So the earnings were good despite these rough times, but guidance probably didn't come in like super fantastic. So that's why we're not seeing that. And I didn't realize that was this morning. I would have checked this earlier. And you can see that's why NVIDIA is now down 4% here. So that's interesting and kind of rough. At least AMD isn't also down 4%. AMD, oh, you frustrating. BRT only down 0.5%, so I'm still working on that strategy that I mentioned in the previous video with it, where I did a credit spread, and if it falls a lot, I'm going to sell the long put and keep the cash secured put, and then potentially roll it or whatever, see if I can maximize my profit that way in this volatility. Okay, we're going to take a quick look at crypto. Crypto, Bitcoin, still in this flat period here. It's still very, very, very flat. I don't love it, don't care for it, because like I said, Bitcoin comes out of flat periods like what we're in right now and what we have been in since April 12th explosively, and we don't know which way it's going to explode. It could explode up, and that would be great, or it could explode down, and that's going to suck. So it's in that indecisive period of time. Now volume looks good. The Xtrender looks okay. The multi-kernel oscillator looks okay. RSI is above 50, so maybe we'll explode to the upside. That would be pretty great for me personally, and for a lot of us. We'll see. We'll see what it does. I did add a little bit to my Solana because I can see that Solana right here is consolidating between 130 and 112. Okay, so anytime it's like, at some point it's going to break out from 130 and it's going to break out hard, and it's going to go up towards like almost like 170, 180, maybe even $200 in a matter of days. Like that's going to happen eventually. All right, in my opinion. Of course, nothing I say is financial advice and not a suggestion to buy, sell, or hold any asset whatsoever. Please do your own research, come to your own conclusions, and manage your own risk, and make your own decisions. Anyways, yeah, we're ranging anywhere between like 110, 111, and 130. Right now the range has gotten tighter, 123 to 130, and I've been nibbling on Solana. I've got about 10 now. I had 50, now I'm down to 10. We'll see. I might add to that position as well. I also started buying Dogecoin. All right. I've only bought like 4,000 of these things between 15 cents and 17 cents. Again, same thing. It's breaking this trend line, this big yellow trend line here, right? This yellow trend line here, right? It's broken that. It's going sideways. It's consolidating between 18 cents and 13 to 14 cents. So 18 to 14 cents. It is accumulating. It is being accumulated there, and I'm expecting a move up to about this other trend line. I'm going to call that trend line number 2, up around 30, 31 cents. That's what I'm looking for on a move, and that would be a double up from where I currently am. If I get really lucky, this time, just like last time, I'll get that double up when I went from 17 to like 27, right? And it won't stop, and I'll go up to back up to 50 cents. That would be awesome, and I feel pretty good about that. But I'm going to watch and see what's going to happen from there. I'm not just going to sell when it peaks on one day peak up to 27 cents like I did last time and miss out on half the run. So we'll see. This is also looking like a bit of a double pattern. So like it came down, double bottom, one more bottom there. And once we get up and above 20 cents, we could potentially come back up to that line at 30 cents. Let me see here. Boom. So you can see that double bottom pattern coming through on Doge. So that's why I picked up some Doge. Not a huge amount, just a small amount of Doge that I started picking up. I sold a put yesterday on ARM since it was the least down of the semiconductors that I saw, and it's based in the UK, and they're mostly design and design and royalties. But they get royalties for the ARM architecture, and then they do design, so there's not a lot of tariffs on what they do. They're also based in the UK, not in the US, so they aren't going to be impacted as negatively as American companies. So that's why I went with ARM yesterday for a cash secured put. I also did a cash secured put on Palantir yesterday because Palantir yesterday was down a whole bunch. Let me go back over here. Yeah, yesterday Palantir was down 7% at one point, so I sold it when it was down 7%. I'm up like 20% on that right now, so not bad. It's up 0.19% today, so like yeah, this is looking a little bit like a flag, right? Let me draw it. So we came up and we're looking like a little flag pattern right here, and we could go up higher from there on Palantir, or we could drop back down to 80. My My cash secure put is for $80. If it goes beneath $80, I'll either roll it or own 100 shares of Palantir at $80. We'll see. We'll see what I decide to do when that time comes. Currently, this pattern it's holding up better than a lot of its peers, so I'd like to get back into Palantir. I'm not sure if it's going to go back into the 60s again. If it does, I'll buy some. If it doesn't, what can I do? Anyways, I believe that's all I've got for you today. Let's take a look at the miners. Miners are basically down. CleanSpark warrants. It says it's up 9%, but that's the same price it was yesterday, so that's a bunch of garbage. But I guess at 19 cents, being up 9% could be a fraction of a penny. Anyways, CleanSpark down, Mara down, Iron down, Riot down, Bit Digital 0. Cypher warrants. The warrants are up. If you look at warrants are up, except Core ZW, that's down. But everything else is down. Basically, it's all down, and that's because Bitcoin is down a tiny bit. Even MicroStrategy is down almost 1%. What about Coin? Let's take a Coin real quick. Coin, oh yeah, and then Coin's up 0.66%. We'll take a look at GME too. GME, their CEO took out a margin loan backed by their own money. That was interesting. GME up 1.37% today. I do like this structure here. GME, it could fill this gap up to 28. That'd be pretty good for my calls. I'd be feeling pretty good. The RSI is showing a bullish divergence back here, just before this big green candle here. And it did a little tiny pullback, right, towards the 9 EMA. And then it's bouncing off of that. So if we get above 27.43, we're looking at a run potentially to 29, maybe even $30. If we crack that line, which is this white line right here. I'll draw it. This white line. Give me my brush. This white line right here. We get above that. We've got room higher up towards even mid 30s. So I'm still holding on to my GME calls right now because things are getting interesting. Lots of apes are aping into this thing. Lots of chatter about it, and then the Bitcoin factor as well on top of that. So I'm very interested in GameStop right now. I'm looking at it going up into the 30s. Once it gets up into the 30s, you better believe I'm going to be ditching this thing pretty quickly. Anyways, that's all I've got for you today. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Check out the Trade Cave store. Link in the description as well as the channel bio, and have a profitable day.